I'm worried because like I feel like they're putting me into a false sense of security right now.
Yeah, there's.
Well,
I
This
feel
is
like
the-
the first one was spicier.
This is good.
I'll get some more paper towel.
All right, so I got
we've had 2 wings, Ryan. How you get so messy over there?
our first controversial question.
Okay.
All right, and it's number 2. It's not we're not too spicy. yet.
Because it concerns me that you're like, oh, I'm ordering them based on like spiciness, and then you're like, this is controversial.
It's kind of a softball question.
Okay.
Should a natural 20 always be a success?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a realistic success.
What does that mean?
I mean, like, if
That's-
someone's like, "Oh, I want to roll acrobatics to fly," and you can't do that anyway, and then you roll a 20, you can't fly.
Yeah.
But I like them being successes in realistic senses.
Yeah, I mean, we homebrew it where, because like 20s and 1s, at least in the systems that we play, aren't automatic successes for skill checks.
Mhm.
I think it is far more fun in a narrative podcast where we're telling a story and that there are stakes. I think it's way more fun that if you roll a 1 on a skill check, there's a consequence.
Yeah.
The same way, because like I want it to feel like, imagine if you like watched a movie where everyone just like did what they are supposed to do averagely.
Yeah, like Fast and Furious, if people landed on cars and got hurt instead of being totally fine.
Yeah.
No one watched those movies.
See,
Yeah.
I actually disagree. Like I don't disagree in the sense of for the show. I think it's a great idea for the show. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's awesome. And in my games, like if a person who puts so much skill and effort into something
Mhm.
and was like, my character's focused on this, and another character with just natural 20s and just breaks through it. Like, sure, it's fun, but it's kind of like taking away the skill from the other character.
But it
isn't
only happens very sporadically.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, that's the whole point of that rule of being like a nat 1 doesn't mean it's a failure.
Mhm.
It's because if I have a plus, 25 athletics check
Mhm.
and I roll a 1, it's still a 26, which is a good roll,
Yeah.
right? Like that's I understand why like rules is written. A 1 and a 20 don't mean immediate success or failure when it
Yeah.
comes to skill checks. So I get it. I agree with you that in a home game,
Home game. That's what I refer
like
to.
when I'm building a character, it would suck if I roll a 1 and it's like, well, even though it's a 28, you
Yeah,
still
but I
fail.
still get it though, and I think it's fun. Like if we didn't have our ones be failures on the podcast, we'd miss out on so many good moments.
Yeah.
And I think it's up to the DM to phrase it or like couch it in a way that isn't just like your character sucks for no reason. It's like there's another reason why it fails, right? Maybe it's bad luck, maybe it's something else.
Ryan's
That's a part of life, though.
Yeah.
Like we all watch clips on the internet, which is like Olympians doing long jumps and they fail, and we're like, ha ha ha.
like, honestly,
That's an Olympian. They
One of
spend
my-
all their time doing it. If they don't have a high skill check in athletics, it doesn't mean they just can't spontaneously fail.
one of my
Yeah,
Maybe
favorite
that's
things.
fair. You
Yeah.
dedicate years, and so you mess up. Life happens.
One of my
And a
favorite
big-
things in the world is skiers that like like when you do like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
you just eat shit out of the gate.
They
It's
spend-
it's so heartbreaking, but like just being like you spent so much time of your life to beef it immediately. So like you're right, like that is a part of life. Like I'm very good at certain things. Doesn't like I
My-
bartend.
yeah.
Doesn't mean I haven't smashed a glass in
Oh,
the
for
ice
sure.
ball a couple times.
Yeah, my issue with some people when it comes to their characters, they want consistency. Like it doesn't happen.
No, and also that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm good at computers. I succeed every single computer's check all the time. It's like, why are we playing?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because they're taking that computer's check and are going to fail at something else, and they're not as good as
Like,
everyone else.
yeah.
Like, give or take, right?
Let it
Happens.
No, here's the. I agree with you. See, I told you. Controversial question.
Ryan's already getting
I'm
spicy.
mad about Reddit. I see all these Reddit posts where it's like, oh, I get like some people are better than me at this one thing, but I designed my character for that. Once again, more often than not, you will be better. I promise you. But don't make a salty Reddit post when you're not.
Yeah, and I think most importantly, it's like 1s and 20s are gonna happen statistically not that often.
No, true.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
when it's these occasional like little flashes in the pan moments.
Mhm.
If someone's salty that once I get a nat 20 computers instead of Durin, that's so dumb. You know what I mean? If I got it all the time, sure, but that would be new set of dice time. You know?
Mhm.
I love them.
You make a very good point of being like it is the GM's job to make it so that like for example, like if it was a computer's check or whatever and someone has a shit ton of points in the computers and they roll on that 1, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's that the computer was more prepared than they were that time. Right?
Yes.
Like you walk into a villain's lair, they know you have a hacker with you,
Mhm.
so they've put in a specific thing that detects your malware or
Yeah.
your hacking technique or whatever. It's like that makes it more narratively interesting than being like, your pants fell down around your ankles and now you're shitting everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like,
While you're happy. Right.
yeah.
So totally we're gonna
You know what? I feel like NADPOD does that a lot, where it's like Nat one, oh, you trip on your pants, or
Yeah.
and it's funny, and everyone enjoys it because they're down for that. But yeah, I think in general, yes. To get back to the question, I think it should be.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
like it.
And here's the thing, I think I can go either way on it because, like, I don't know. Like my home games, I like to keep it that players' skills are their skills, right? But I mean, hey, see, controversial question to start out.
It's fair.
Not
I
too
like
bad.
the chaos.
Ryan Nat won that wing earlier.
He really did.
I did, yeah.
That's honestly why I think he's so angry.
Yeah. I'm just hot and furious right now. It's not gonna go away.
Next one. This one's a fun one from our friend Ghostfacers,
Okay.
Supernatural Podcast. I would recommend. The strangest thing you found on the ground.
In real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, these aren't all just tabletop RPG questions. Some of these
Okay.
get personal.
So I grew up in Newfoundland, for people who know. That's a province on the east coast of Canada. I was in the woods once as a kid, and I found a severed coyote head.
Whoa!
Damn,
all right.
okay.
So what in the woods?
He's
in
just a real Canadian.
What in the woods of Newfoundland could sever a coyote head and throw it across the forest? Nothing. We have no real predators.
Indigo.
Or a black bear. But anyway, I was young. It was scary.
That is. Right, you got a something on the ground story?
I don't know if this counts. It probably, I don't know. So
Good start.
on
Is it
two separate occasions, someone has driven past me and thrown a wallet out the window of their car at me. One landed at my feet on the ground, and the other one hit me in the
Yep.
chest and then landed on the ground. And in both cases, there was a bunch of money in the wallet.
What?
Yeah,
That's a
twice.
What?
And I've tried to find the owners of the wallet. I was like 15. So like there
Yeah.
were cards. I tried calling the cards. No one really. So we just got the money. And it wasn't an insignificant amount either. It was like $60.
oh, right on.
Twice.
Just
For me, it would be. I mean, I'm sure there's something. I mean, like there is a picture on my Instagram where it was. I used to live in a neighborhood called Parkdale, and Parkdale is a
Special place.
it's a special place. It's a fucking wild neighborhood where it's a mix of like really low income and now being super gentrified. Of like it started when the neighborhood first started to be built. It was like mansions and shit, and then the depression hit. So all those mansions, like all those people lost all their money, and all those houses got turned into tenement housing, and now people are buying those houses and restoring them back to mansions. So like it's a weird like wealth balance and stuff. So there's just like weird shit happening all the time.
Mhm.
And one day I was walking and it was I'll try to find it and show it on stream. It was like a mask of a person with an eye patch, I believe, like a latex mask,
Mhm.
and then two gloves laid out, and then like a necklace. Like it was almost like a person had like lied on the
Enraptured.
lied on the ground and just kind of like melted into the city. So that's definitely up there that I can remember. And then there was also I was walking home and I was having like the worst day ever at high school. And I found there was a burned CD on the like, end of my driveway. No case, nothing. It was just a CD.
Oh wow.
Did you put it on
Um,
your computer?
Absolutely did.
Of course you did.
Well, I put it in my CD player first.
Okay.
And it was a burned copy of I believe the album is called Everything I Long For by Hayden. And it ended up becoming such a like crucial album in my like growing up. And like I became a huge fan of Hayden. And there's there's a bunch of like milestones in my life where Hayden's music has been very, very important to me. And it was all because I found this fucking random CD on the
Weird. All right.
Right on, right on.
Oh, you
That's you,
I
Terry.
don't really have a weird story because it's just like I grew up in Florida.
I was gonna say you grew up in Florida.
I know, but that's the thing. Like it just kind of all becomes a
Nothing's
blur.
weird.
Like it's just one of
chainsaw
those-
sword.
When everything is weird, nothing is.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I've seen like, oh, that's a machete. Like I've seen weird shit on the ground, but it all just kind of becomes a blur. And like then I moved to Toronto, and there's also just weird shit on the ground. It's just kind of like it all blends in now.
Name one. Other than
I go
machete.
to the machete.
Okay, machete. All right. It's no tossed wallet.
No, it's not. That's a pretty good one. I have a longer question, but I think we should just go forward.
Yeah, let's do wing three.
I think
All
we're
right. I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
the button.
Wing three
Did it?
is
Is this the
Uh,
cat one?
yes, it is. It's Pico Peppers, the Mycosaucery. It's called Pico Rico. It's very cute. It's got a cat. Every time I've like scanned over the sauces to
You
like
just stay there.
show them, I always zoom in on the cat because it's very, very cute. We're looking at this is our biggest jump in terms of Scoville.
Yeah.
This is when it starts to get real. So the first one was
1,000.
1,600.
Okay, that's nice.
The second one that we just had was 4,000.
Nice.
This one is 15,500.
Okay.
Okay,
So we're getting real now.
darts.
All right.
All right,
Cheers, boys.
cheers.
Don't drop this one, right?
I do like a good piri piri.
Tasty.
So far, all three taste great.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Is this one milder than the other one?
I think this one's gonna have a lingering heat.
Okay.
I think this one's gonna build on us.
I really shouldn't just eat the whole wing, but it's good.
Yeah, we had tacos with friends. We're like, we have to eat 10 wings.
All right.
There's no amount of food I could eat and not want to eat more wings.
Fair. This one's from Sophie. Which thank you for the question, Sophie. I really appreciate it. If your tabletop RPG was real, like if No Quest was real, which of our characters would actually die first?
Cody.
Probably Cody.
Cody. Yeah, I really believe that. I know. Like our characters would probably want to die for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
We absolutely would. I think that. But
Are we talking like in the campaign, or are we talking like
In
just in general, like from the time you were born to the time you were dead?
no, I think in the campaign at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have the
Unless
least
Sophie wants to
experience.
clarify.
I would say I would wager
If the campaign was real life.
that
If campaign was real life.
I would wager that Durin would.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
I think you have the least to lose,
Mhm.
and that typically means you have the least to live for, right? I think
That's fair, that's
Merrick has like a sort of a whole unresolved thing, but like Durin is running from stuff, and at the time that we meet him, hasn't really got any bonds,
Mhm.
right? Other than
Yeah,
the
that's
ones
true.
other than the ones you've already like pushed away,
Mhm.
right? So I think like
Even
Cody,
he
I
keeps
think
losing bonds as he's going.
yeah,
too.
and I think Cody would actually be the one with the most resolve. He has a purpose. Like it wasn't until one of the most recent arcs that Merrick really started to like figure out what he was doing.
Mhm.
And I think like from the second we meet Cody, he has a very, very clear
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah,
and
that's
I think
why I
that
think he would die first.
no, because I don't think he would take stupid risks if it didn't lead to alpha.
Yeah.
Right,
but
like, I
Cody
think-
takes the most stupid risks.
But I
there is
think,
still.
yeah, he does. He's like very naive and also thinks life is a movie. So I think a lot of the reason
Yeah.
he did do stupid shit was because he's like, people don't die in movies.
Oh, that's fair.
So I think you could argue both.
The answer is everyone but Merrick.
Exactly. I think Merrick would
Merrick's
die.
also the youngest
You are.
know,
You have
he's-
the most to live for, technically.
and like a little overconfident. So maybe those two things get you killed.
I've